Sir Albrecht is mustering reinforcements for a battle. Tolucc, you have not succumbed to the eye's influence. The Fury be praised. Word had reached me of Estion's fates, and I cannot help but fear for you. I am relieved to see that my fears were unfounded. Now, forgive me for this abrupt change in subject, but we have urgent need of your lance. Some days ago, a horde of dragons began wreaking bloody havoc within Ishgardian territory. An elite regiment of dragoons have been dispatched to deal with this threat. Alas, though they fight bravely, they are sorely outnumbered and are struggling to gain the upper hand. Indeed, but moments before you arrived, we received a request for reinforcements from a unit engaged in battle north and west of Whitebrim. A fellow dragoon and I will go to their aid, and we should be grateful for your presence. Go, please go ahead. We shall follow anon. I owe you my life. That beast would have torn me limb from limb. Our lances were not needed, 'twould seem. Such is the might of the Azir Dragoon. You have not pledged allegiance to Ishgard, yet you came to our aid nonetheless. For that we are grateful. Their deaths thus avenged, our comrades may go to rest in peace. My lady, I shall attend to the fallen. 'Tis an honor to see you again, my friend. Though it appears I am not remembered, I suspect the armor is to blame. Permit me to introduce myself anew. I am Justinian, of the Order of the Knights Dragoon, and I had the pleasure of assisting you in your training. As we approached, Sir Albrecht and I bore witness to the final moments of the battle. I cannot help but notice that, though you have been instructed in our ways, there was something distinct about the manner in which you fought. I believe I know the reason why. As an adventurer, you have done battle with foes the realm over. Though these many encounters, your techniques have evolved to produce a style that sets you apart from we who fight dragons exclusively. Such insights you must possess. If I may speak frankly, I wish to train under you. Will you accept me as your pupil? You see, a fearsome dragon has been terrorizing Kurthus of late. Grauli is the name, and I have been charged with leading a mission to slay it. Though I have stepped up to lead the order in the interim, I am not confident of my chances against the creature. Such is its ferocity and cunning. If I am to triumph over Grauli, I must needs grow stronger, and I believe I can, under your tutelage. What say you? Will you consent to training me? As we teach, so do we learn. This is I know from experience. I wholeheartedly urge you to accept Justinian as your pupil. You need not give me your answer right this moment. Think on it, and let Sir Albrecht know your decision. Till next we meet. Have you made your decision then? Will you agree to teach Hustian? I am grateful. I swear I will not disappoint you. With your guidance, I shall put an end to the Granuli's reign of terror. Now, I should like nothing more to begin my training at once, but duty calls. For the time being, I shall endeavor to emulate the deadly lance work I witnessed you employing earlier. Justinian is among our very best in recent generations. If you are to train one of her caliber, you yourself must rise to new heights of mastery. Resume your own training and return hither when you are satisfied with your progress. Justinian is ready for her first lesson, and Sir Albrecht would direct your steps to her. Greetings, Tolucc. You look very much a teacher today. That is well, for Justinian is eager for her first lesson. Now, though you agree to accept her as your pupil, I suspect that you are not without reservation. You worry whether you will be equal to the task. Well, worry not. I have every confidence that you will make a fine mentor. Were I to offer you advice, however, it would be to have patience. Though Justinian is a master of her art, it is all she has ever known. As such, it may prove a challenge for her to adapt. And like all of us, she is not without pride, and there will be times when tact is required. I also must mention that Justinian is zealous to a fault. I worry that she will overexert herself in pursuit of strength, but I am keeping you from her your lesson. Justinian left word that she would be in the Western Highlands, testing her lance against dragon spawn. Seek her out near the pike. There are too many. Look out! I owe you a debt of gratitude. Our lesson have not even begun, and you've already seen me on my knees. I had been trying to match what lance work of yours I'd seen without success. That was how the dragons managed to overwhelm me. But I had fallen back on my friend and trusted techniques. I would have made short work of their ilk. But what would I have learned then? Nay, what I know is no longer enough. The war exacts a heavy toll on all of us, but none more so than we Dragoons. If we are to survive, we must grow stronger. I must grow stronger. Tolucc, will you demonstrate your techniques to me? I would study your movements up close. Aye, I suppose you have the right of it. There is no substitute for live foes. Come with me then. There's a suitable place west of the Black Iron Bridge. The techniques you employ differ not from mine, yet you overcome the enemy with such ease. What is it that separates us so? What is it that you are doing that I am not? Did I hear you rightly? You see no difference between our lance work, but in the course of considering this, you conceived the new technique? Justinian wants to hear more of the marvelous technique you have conceived. A way to draw out your comrade's strength? Such an approach had never occurred to me. And small wonder, perhaps, for we dragoons are taught to be relentless in offense. In order to bring down dragons, we strive to jump higher and strike harder. But in my single-minded pursuit of what I believed to be perfection, it would seem I ended up fighting only with my lance. So focused was I upon delivering the next blow, I rendered myself blind to other possibilities. You have opened my eyes, Tolucc. If I am to transcend my limits, 'tis plain I must cast aside my preconceptions. But the hour grows late. I must needs return to the congregation. Would you care to accompany me? It may interest you to see how your fellow dragoons live. Welcome to the home of the Dragoons. I had a mind to show you to the premises, but my father has paid me a sudden visit. This is my father, Montegrains. Father, allow me to present to you my mentor, the Azure Dragoon Tolucc. 'Tis an honor and a pleasure both to make your acquaintance. I hope you will forgive me for inconveniencing your plans, but what is a father to do? Dedicated to her duties as she is, my daughter scarcely comes home, and so I must go to her. Father, please, we have spoken about this. I but strive to be a dragoon worthy of the name as you yourself were. All that I do to honor you. My child, you would welcome my best by taking care of yourself. Well, I shan't overstay my welcome. Seeing you hale and hearty is enough. Till next time. He is so kind to me, even though I shared not his blood. Like so many others, I was orphaned by the war. I would have died long ago, cold and alone. Had he not found me and taken me in, all that I have I owe to him. 'Twas for no other reason than to honor my father that I followed in his footsteps and became a dragoon. But if I am to live up to his legacy, if I am to protect Ishgard as he once did, I must needs grow stronger. And I will. Under your sage guidance, I look forward to our lessons to come. An ace slipped my mind. Sir Albrecht wished a word with you. Pray, seek him out at the observatorium at your earliest convenience, perhaps after you have had a wander inside the congregation. My thanks for coming, Tolucc. 'Tis no urgent matter. I was but wondering about Justine's progress. Tell me, how fares her training? So you have met her father? In this day, Montegrains was a dragoon of no small renown. He served Ishgard with valor until he took a grievous wound and was forced to hang up his lance. As Justine and herself told you, she follows in her father's footsteps. From the first, she exhibited tremendous potential. In all ways, she was Justinian's equal, and the rivalry they shared raised both of them higher. Alas, the eye chose Justinian, and not her. Since then, she has taken to training with a fervor which borders on self-punishment. It is well to strive for greater heights, but a dragoon must never lose sight of his conviction. It is the only thing that shields us from the dragon's wiles. So I beg you, keep watch over Justinian by your shining example. See to it that she never forgets what it means to be a dragoon. Sir Albrecht has just received word of an impending Dravinian offense. Think that fear you're here, but moments ago we received word that Graluli's horde is advancing on Ishgard. Even as we speak, Justinian prepares to go and meet them in the field, alas, with most of the dragoons absent on another mission. I fear she sorely wants for her lance. I would have you lend her yours, Tolucc. Pray, make haste to the congregation and join her. Tolucc, you've come to aid us? This improves our chances tenfold. Allow me to thank you as well, Mistress Tolucc. I am but a worried father, and it gives me heart to know that the Azir Dragoon shall be fighting beside my daughter. Though my training is far from over, the situation will brook no delay. We must head off Gruli and his horde before they reach a populated area. It shall be my honor to fight shoulder to shoulder with you. This experience alone will teach me much, of that I have little doubt. Promise me you will be careful, Justinian. Take no unnecessary risks, do you understand me? Remember, the dead cannot serve their nation, and what Ishgard needs above all are brave souls like you to protect her. Worry not, father. I swear I shall return to you. See to it that you do, my child. Now before you go, there is something I wish you to have. The lance peregrine is yours now. Why, this lance was bestowed upon your forebearer by the Archbishop himself. I am no true child of yours, yet you would entrust me with the family treasure? I will not betray your faith in me, father. With this lance I shall strike down Gruli and protect Ishgard. Justinian, it is time. It's been a while, my friend. I had the honor of overseeing your training when you were but a fledgling dragoon, and I shall be honored to fight beside you. Comrades, at last report. Gruli and his horde had gained the Western Highlands. We shall lie in wait for them at the pike, with me. Mr. Tolucc, may I have a moment? Each time I see my daughter off on a mission, we dance the self-same dance. I tell her to be careful and she promises to do so, but I know her all too well. Justinian burns to distinguish herself in battle, and she might repay me and my lady wife a perceived debt. I fear that one day that desire will cloud our judgment and she will not come home. And so I beg you, pray watch over my daughter. Tolucc, already we've suffered heavy losses, and that was but for the first wave. They come, brace yourself. That was the last of them. Yet Gruuli is nowhere to be seen. Were the reports mistaken? Such a price we have paid, only for our quarry to elude us. So you finally show yourself! What is she? Justinian, no! By the Fury, this is a disaster. I know not how to say this, but Justinian, strong as she is, she cannot have survived that. Here, I discovered this in the aftermath. 'Tis a fragment of her armor. It must have been broken off during the battle. Pray, see to it that it goes to her father's hands. Knowing him, he'll be at the congregation awaiting his daughter's return. Mr. Tolucc, what has happened? Where's my daughter? This scrap, a piece of her armor? But why bring it to me? No. No! I refuse to believe that Justinian is gone. It is too early to know for certain. Tell me everything that has happened. Everything! So she leapt upon the dragon, piercing its hide, after which the creature carried her westward. If none saw her fall, it means that she may have managed to safely dismount. There is but hope. If Justinian is out there, I shall not rest until I find her. Tolucc, I trust I can rely upon your aid. Let us speak further at the observatorium. Without further ado, let us consider a course of action. As Montarganes dares to hope, if Justinian was not shaken off Gruuli's back, there is a chance that she yet lives. She will have ridden the dragon until such a time as she saw an opportunity to dismount. The question is where? The worst possible outcome is that she has been taken deep into dragon-ruled lands, far from her allies. While I pray that that is not so, we must be prepared for anything. Justinian is one of our very best, and Ishgard can ill afford to lose her. For the nation's sake and that of her father, let us find her and bring her home. I will track Gruuli's movements in order to ascertain Justinian's location. Like as not, the search will take us into the heart of enemy territory. Pray, keep your lance iron owned, for we shall soon have need of it. Sir Albrecht has acquired a lead pointing to the missing Justinian's whereabouts. It seems your training proceeds apace, Tolucc. Would that I could say the same of our search for Justinian. With heretic activity on the rise of late, our forces are stretched thin, and the Temple Knights have not the men to spare for the search effort. But that as it may, we are not without leads. A short while ago, a peculiar report arrived from the front lines. In a recent skirmish between our knights and a band of heretics, one of the enemy was wielding a lance, bearing a striking resemblance to Peregrine. The lance is a treasured belonging of the Justinian's family. If the reports are true, these heretics now have it. However, the villains came to possess Peregrine. 'Tis more than likely they know something of Justinian's fate. If we can find them, we may yet find her. West of Camp Rivers meet in the Western Highlands, a regiment of knights hunts the selfsame band of heretics we seek. I would have you join them, Tolucc. That is our best hope for a clue. Sir Albrecht sent word that you would come. The heretics retreated through the yonder pass, the man with the lance Peregrine among them. Our forces are giving chase until, even as we speak, needless to say, we should be grateful for the Azure Dragon's aid. I find myself thinking you often of late, Tolucc. When I leapt upon Garuli and pierced its hide, the creature responded by soaring and attempting to shake me off. 'Twas all I could do to hold on to the shaft of my lance. High as we climbed, I could not safely dismount, and so I bided my time, waited for the right moment to jump clear of my unwilling mount. Alas, the beast had other ideas. It bore me straight into the heretic's midst, and I was swiftly overwhelmed and divested of my weapon. What? It was the sighting of Peregrine that led you here? 'Twould seem my forefathers watch over me. Hear me, Tolucc. The man who took my lance is the leader of this band of heretics. I overheard the guards say that he has departed to meet with the leader of yet another group. In all likelihood, they are plotting a large-scale assault on the Holy See. The Temple Knights must be warned. You must bear word to the congregation that we might bolster our defenses. No, I cannot return with you. There is a task I must needs attend to. Should someone ask whence this information came, tell them that you wrung it out of a heretic, and tell them that I fell in battle. I know full well that I ask much of you, and it pains me to deceive my father, but I have no other choice. Whatever you might think of my request, believe me when I say that I remain firm in my purpose. 'Tis nothing, but I took a glancing blow to the chest. I must go now, as you must. When you return to the congregation, deliver my message to Sir Handeloop. Please, take care of my comrades and my father. Justinian, slain. I cannot believe it. To lose one of our best while Garuli's shallow looms over us. But we must deal with each threat as it comes. First, we prepare for the heretics. I thank you for alerting us to their plan. Now, loath though I am to place this burden upon you, Montegrains must needs be informed of his daughter's passing. He has gone to meet Sir Albrecht at the observatorium. Pray, bear the news to him. Ah, Mistress Tolucc, have you learned aught of my daughter's whereabouts? What? Slain? No, it cannot be. I'm sorry, my friend. Justinian is one of Ishgard's finest dragoons. She would not fall to common heretics. This must be some kind of mistake. Yes, a terrible mistake. Remain silent. Why do you not speak? Are you hiding something from me? You are, aren't you? 'Tis writ plain upon your face. Please, I must know what became of my daughter. You may think to spare me pain, but I must know the truth. What? Justinian chose not to return. I know not what compelled her to act as she did, but it is enough for me that she lives still. Thank you for giving me this hope, at least. To those who do not know her, it may well appear as though Justinian has deserted, but I believe I speak for all of us when I say that she would not forsake her vows, let alone her people. Indeed you do, Sir Albrecht. However inexplicably my daughter's actions may seem, I will not cease to believe in her. No matter what it takes, I will find her and bring her home. Montegrains put on a brave front, but I fear the weight of worry may prove too much for him to bear. Yet another reason to find Justinian with all haste. Now, it seems plain that she means to go after Grauli and recover Peregrine, and while these objectives alone do not explain her decision to leave, they reveal to us where she is like to be. I shall track down the leader of the heretics, the man who has Peregrine. You, meanwhile, must continue dedicating yourself to your lance work. The trials of recent days have yet made you stronger, but I sense that the greatest tests are yet to come. See to it that you are fully ready to face them. Sir Albrecht has acquired information on the heretics you seek. You come at a good time, my friend. I have tidings to share regarding the heretics we pursue. They call themselves the Bloodbearers, and their leader is a man named Mathionian. He and his minions are all capable of assuming the form of dragons. Such a transformation is possible by partaking of dragon blood. I dare say you have borne witness to it, and it grants the individual holy strength. Though the sanguine substance is precious, the Bloodbearers have access to an abundant supply owing to the pact with the Grauli. That is why they have been able to offer our forces such fierce resistance. Now, my sources tell me that the Bloodbearers have been sighted in that Chocobo forest. If Justinian means to reclaim Peregrine, as I believe that is where she will go, and so must we. Pray, meet me at Tailfeathers. We shall begin by making inquiries around the settlement. I took the liberty of speaking with some of the locals before you arrived. They say the strange merchants have been acquiring goods in prodigious quantities. It seems to me the Bloodbearers are replenishing their stores. Let us split up and scour the area for these so-called merchants. Should someone strike you as suspicious, and confront him and gauge his reaction. One of the sea's dogs. You ain't taking me alive. The one suspicious fellow I approached was an honest chocobo breeder. How fared your search? Attacked by a false merchant? And you say you found this sliver of parchment upon the man? It bears a message ciphered in a manner favored by the heretics. Thankfully, I am versed in it. There's to be a meeting a short way south of here. Let us go there at once. Tolucc, why are you here? Why is Sir Albrecht here? Rest assured, your secret is safe with us. Your father is the only other soul that knows. Tolucc could not bear to see him suffer so. What ails you? I'm fine. It'll pass. Now, I suspect it was Mathonian who led you here. As you can see, he and his blood-bearers shall trouble the Holy See no more. Even if in self-imposed exile you think of duty, but now that you have reclaimed Peregrine, there's no need for further deception. Come with us, back to Ishgard. Your family and your comrades have need of you. I'm sorry, but I cannot. I cannot return to Ishgard ever again. Why? What has happened to you? The Justinian I know would never forsake her people. She would never turn her back on her nation. Please understand, I wish with all my heart to return home, but I have no choice. I have partaken of the dragon blood. When the heretics held me captive, they forced the vile substance down my throat. Alone have mercy. Then you. I've already turned. Or had I set foot in Ishgard, I'd be charged with heresy of the worst order. If I alone must suffer, then so be it. But you know as well as I know that the Inquisition works. Should I be declared a heretic, suspicion is like to fall upon my parents as well. I will not allow that to happen. Full well do I understand your plight. And what do you intend to do? You cannot mean to throw your life away. Perish the thought. I owe my life to my father. If I must die, it shall be not in vain. As Tolucc has shown us, a dragoon needs no banners to do what is right, and I know full well what I must do. Upon my lance, I swear to hunt down Grauli and end his reign of terror. Thank you, Tolucc, for showing me the path I must walk, for helping me to accept my fate. I asked you of this once before, but I shall ask it again. Please, take care of my comrades and my father. No matter how I searched, I could find no words to stop her. For now, let us return to the observatorium. As I made my way back, I recalled words Justinian once said to me. My worth is measured by the dragons I slay. To be changed into the very thing she has sworn to fight, I can only imagine the storm of turmoil that must rage within her. Yet cruel though her fate is, we must make the best of what hand we have been dealt, and I believe I spy an opportunity. And partaking of dragon blood, Justinian has come to harbor the power of dragons. If she can but master this power, she may have a fighting chance against Grauli. It is not so different from harnessing the power of the eye. I believe, alas, the danger of corruption is far greater. As you yourself have witnessed, dragon blood alters the flesh, and once the flesh is altered, the mind must soon follow. Will Justinian be able to conquer the dragon that has roosed within her? I know not, but we must believe in her and lend her our strength. Else she will surely be lost to us. Pray, resume your training once more, Tolucc, and keep your purpose ever close to your heart. For when next we meet, it will be to confront the dragon Gruely. Sir Alberic's jaw is set in anticipation of a confrontation. Tolucc, the hour of reckoning is at hand. Gruely is on the move once more. According to astrologians, the creature shall soon pass near the dreaming dragon in the western highlands. Justinian, too, will be aware of this, and she will seek to confront her nemesis. We must go to her aid. Now, 'twould not do if she would be seen by her comrades at this juncture. As such, I will assure the congregation that you have the situation in hand. By the same token, however, this means we will not receive support from the Dragoons. We fight this battle alone. But without further ado, let us be on our way. Pray, see to your preparations and then meet me at the convictory. I have spoken with the people here. A woman fitting Justinian's description has been sighted nearby. She was headed north, they say, a lance in her hand and a trail of dead heretics in her wake. Remnants of the blood-bearers, 'twould seem. Sir Albrecht has told me all. It matters not what my daughter has become. I am resolved to bring her home. I beg of you, please help her through this coming trial. Let us split up, the quicker to find Justinian. Lord Monograins shall come with me. Mistress Tolucc? So you have come. Behold, then, the malign face of my torment, Gruely. It gives my heart to know that the Azure Dragoon stands with me against my nemesis. The craving grows stronger by the day, but I shall not succumb to it. Nay, I shall be no dragon's thrall. I failed in my duty before. I shan't fail again. Today I shall claim Gruely's head. I did it. I resisted the dragon within and fulfilled my duty. I could not have done it without you, Tolucc. Verily, you are the paragon towards which I aspire. If I am to be like you, I must learn to harness greater power without being consumed by it. With this battle won, I have a new purpose. I shall conquer the lure of the dragon blood and purge every last drop of it from this land. Justinian, thank the Fury you're safe. Father, why are you here? I have come to bring you home. Your mother and I cannot bear to lose you again. Would that I could return, Father, but I cannot. I have partaken of dragon blood and turned. In the eyes of the Inquisition, I am no better than a heretic. I cannot allow you to be associated with me. You needn't worry. It shall remain a secret between the four of us. No, the risk is too great. Even now, 'tis all I can do to suppress my thirst for dragon blood. Since the day I said my vows, I strove to become the Azure Dragoon. Failing that, I strove to be as near to it as I could. Finally, I have the power I longed for, but it renders me an enemy to my own kind. Accursed dragons! How many of ours have you claimed with your foul blood? Hear me, Justinian. Not once have you yielded to fate, and you mustn't yield to it now. The road ahead will be fraught with hardships. This I do not doubt, but I have faith that you will overcome them and all in return to us. Thank you, Father. Your faith in me lends me strength. However long it takes, I shall conquer the lure of the dragon blood to stand before you once more. Till that day, I shall roam the land and smite our foes with their own power. This I swear upon my forefather's lance.